Okay, you can start.
Okay, all of you start recording. Okay, can I start? Can I start?
Yes.
Okay. So this is something I learned just I think yesterday night in Canva. The cognitive.
Sorry for interruption. Can you restart
Entada.
again? Sorry. Really sorry. Extremely sorry.
Okay, okay.
One
How
second.
much?
One second. Wait. Ready? One, two, three. Camera rolling. Action.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Today is my assessment on artificial intelligence and its applications and its use in various industries.
It's
So
mind
let's
control.
drum roll. Okay. Okay. So yeah, speak loudly. Okay. So artificial intelligence and its applications in various industries. So that's what I'll be talking about today. And so my topic is very different. I'll be talking about 3 to 4 industries in general, and then I'll be talking about one industry in main. I think around 10 to 15 slides only about that. So let's start. Today, table of content, of course. Today, I'll be talking about AI in healthcare, AI in finance, AI in manufacturing, and in retail. And at last, we have Neuralink. Neuralink is what I'm going to be talking about as a whole at the end. So, let's start with AI in healthcare. So, I will be giving you a detailed description about this and then explaining to you what it actually is. So, AI in healthcare has a potential to revolutionize healthcare by helping to diagnose diseases and predict outcomes. Now, in this scenario, AI can actually scan your whole body and tell you what all diseases you might be prone to in the future, and before you get the disease you can start taking medicine so that you don't get the disease. For example, there is, as of now, there is technology in the better version, it's not fully out, but you can give your blood, and I think you have to pay a good amount of money, and then they will tell you whether you'll be prone to cancer in the future or not. So that way, artificial intelligence can really help you a lot, depending on if you have genetic problems and whether your whole family's had heart problems or any kind of problem. You can actually put your blood in and actually get to know whether you'll be prone to any diseases or any organ failures in the near future. So, an AI-driven medical emerging systems can detect tumors and other abnormalities with greater accuracy than humans. They can do a lot better than what we can do because they're robots. And AI is also being used to create virtual assistants that can answer medical questions and provide medical advice. So instead of you going to the hospital and going and asking the doctor about, let's say, if you have any problem, let's say you have knee pain, okay? Let's say you're sitting in bed, you have knee pain, you're not able to get down from the bed and you're not able to go to the hospital. Rather, AI as a virtual assistant would come up and tell you what you'll have to do and who you should call for this, whether you might need an ambulance or whatever you need at that point of time. Maybe a nurse might come to your house and help you out, depending on what you're going through. So they'll tell you exactly what you need to do, what medications you need, and instead of going to the hospital, waiting in line, meeting the doctor, doctor tells you what to do, instead at your home, that's how it's going to be. So um, AI can also be used to analyze patient data to identify potential health risks and suggest preventive measures. That is basically, as I said, takes your blood and scans your whole body at times, like a master health checkup, and tells you whether you'll be prone to any diseases in the near future. So that's with AI in healthcare. Now we'll be talking about AI in finance. So, finance is a really complicated topic for a lot of people, but I can see a few people smiling here. But AI in finance can really revolutionize the whole thing as such because of memorizing things and plus data. In finance, data is really important, past data and present data, because that is what people need to analyze. So with AI in finance. AI has the potential to revolutionize the financial industry by automating complex processes and making decisions with greater accuracy and speed than humans can. They can make better decisions than what we can do. They'll make less mistakes. And plus, before they actually come out into the market and actually help individuals like us, they will be tested on markets and they'll see whether they can actually do it well and whether their decisions really make a difference. So, AI in finance. One second, am I in the slide? Yeah, AI in finance. AI-driven financial systems can detect fraudulent transactions and provide personalized financial advice. So, as you know, finance, black money. It's created the worst way possible. I won't be explaining how to create it, but uh, the problem with black money is it wasn't created illegally. I'm not sure if all of you know what black money is. Black money is basically money which has been created without the government's knowledge. For example, okay, Shaheem. Okay, Shaheem is a very good guy. Okay, he's a very good guy. He has a job. Okay, and let's say he earns 1 lakh a month. Okay, now that 1 lakh comes into his bank account with the government's knowledge. So then he pays tax. So Shaheem is paying tax to the government. The government know that he's earning 1 lakh a month and that money is going to his account. But then you have ways to avoid tax. People don't want to pay tax because of that extra percentage you give to the government. That way, what people do is they get get into black money. Black money is basically where you don't pay tax, but it is illegal money. If people catch you with black money, you're done for. Okay, so don't even try. So Shaheem is a good guy. He's getting his money through the government. The government know they take a percentage that is tax, and then the money goes into his account. So that is all honest. That is not black money. That is clean money, I guess. It's not dirty money. But rather, yeah, Farhan, you have a question. Go on.
Okay, so you have said the like if Shahim have a salary and maybe as you said it's 1 lakh, so maybe that job is good. What if that job is not good and
No,
Shahim?
I didn't say the job is good.
No,
Okay.
wait, let me explain.
Okay, go, go.
Let's say let's make it as Shahim is getting 1 lakh and
Okay, let's see. Okay.
Shahim is getting only 300 per day. Okay, 300 rupees.
Okay, 300 rupees per day. Okay.
What if he bought that money? Is that like in hand by hand? Is that black money? That 300 is that black money? Or what if 10 rupees in our purse is that black money? Or buying from 10 rupees from a shop is that
Okay.
black?
So, black money is considered black money in most cases when it's a huge chunk of money. That's when they're talking about in crores or sometimes even lakhs, not in thousands.
You only
Okay.
have tax, I think, for more than some lakhs.
Yeah, more than
What's
couple of
the
lakhs,
amount of
not much,
lakhs?
but
Yeah, sorry. What's the amount of lakhs which you should play like pay for tax?
I
That
think
is not his topic. That is your topic.
I know that is not my topic, but I have an answer for that. If I'm not wrong, it is 2 lakhs, more than 2 lakhs per month. You'll have to pay tax.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
so okay. I'm sorry. Let's say Shaheem is getting 3 lakhs a month. Okay, no, okay. He's doing the calculation. Very good. He's getting 3 lakhs a month. He's paying his tax. Okay, he's a good guy. He's getting everything done. Now, black money is mainly when it's done. Okay, Farhan. Now, if Shaheem, okay, if Shaheem is working for a company which is doing illegal stuff and fraud, I don't want to explain what they're doing, but let's say they're doing frauds and they are getting their money illegally without the government's knowledge. Let's say they're doing it in cash and they're doing illegal things, which I shouldn't be showing this class right now. But let's say the money is coming in illegally.
Like gold smuggling.
Let's say gold. Okay, let's say simple gold smuggling. They have somehow get look. Gold is gold. Now you have to convert the gold. Now when you convert the gold, okay, at most when you have a lot of gold, they'll ask you where did you get the gold from. Now if you say that I got this gold from this guy from there, smuggled it in, you'll go to jail. So what do? They try and convert it slowly. So gold is one of the ways they convert black money. Okay, so what happens is They take this gold and they give it to the golds. I don't know if he's called a giver, whatever. They sell the gold and they get the cash. Now, what happens is when you say gold, what happens is they're able to convert it to cash. So that dirty money, that's black money, won't be black money anymore. Now, let's say they smuggled money. Okay, the real, let's say 2000 rupee notes. Okay, let's say 1 crore. And that 1 crore comes into the company without the government's knowledge, but they're paying Shaheen with that money. Okay, they're paying Shaheen black money. Okay, now what happens is because they've paid him, they'll get caught.
But who will get caught? Shahim or the company?
The company. Now, because Shaheen hasn't done anything wrong, has he done
No, but
anything
there
wrong?
is one thing. If Shahim knows that they are doing gold smuggling, he will also get caught.
If he has been included in the thing,
Yeah, that means
problem is,
How can the
problem,
government knows?
problem is if he get arrested, if he's suspicious, if he is not able to prove it, he will be arrested.
if Shaheen is not able to prove that he was not included in gold smuggling and he was never into this thing, but if the company says that he was a part of this and Shaheen has no proof that he wasn't a part of it, he'll get arrested
You know what?
because
There is
he was a
one more
part of the
thing. So
company.
that you told
Hmm.
after they get inside and they sell it small part by part. Most of the time, it is caught by what snitches, and they will give clues that there are some. You know, if we report a problem, if someone is taking in 2 crore worth of gold, and if we report it and it is true, we will get 50% of it.
Yeah, not 50%, I think around 35 to 40
Yeah, that much is
usually.
enough. That
Yeah,
is like
but what happens is that time it doesn't become black money. It
what? Yeah,
converts
that converts.
because
But
you
there is
have
one
got the
more
money
thing.
through the government.
Yeah, one more
Right.
thing is that. But some of the problems when we give this people, even if we are giving to cops, there are a lot of bad cops.
That's there.
Yeah.
That's there. So these guys always want. They all want money. They all want a percentage. So that's how black money is. Any question? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so what's the connection between the black money and this AI?
So AI can actually detect whether it's going to be black money or not. So have you heard of money laundering?
Yeah.
So money. So for those who don't know what money laundering is, it's converting black money into cash, which can be used in the real world. So what is one of the ways they use black? They convert black money? Stock market. Okay. One of the biggest ways was using cryptocurrency, that is Bitcoin. But earlier it was also used by stock market. Okay. So what? Or they converted it into something like gold. Okay, little by little, and then add it all up and then sell it all together. Even if they're making a loss, because that's all black money. Now, AI, yeah, I'll answer your question. AI in finance can help detect fraudulent transactions between people. They can check whether it's black money because AI can go into all the databases and check where
Yeah,
this money
people
came from.
are just if it is humans checking it, they just check where does it he sold Bitcoin and got this money. But
Exactly. They
AI will
don't
check
check where it
how
came
he
from.
bought the money, how he got it, everything like that.
They don't check where it came from. But AI will go into different databases. For example, ChatGPT. Before before I think around December, I think before I think December 15th, they restricted it. You could go into databases and ask questions, personal questions. I could get to know how many acres of land does a person own in the US just by asking ChatGPT because it has access to databases. After a point, they restricted that because that was kind of illegal. So um, right now, AI can get into financial databases and get to know exactly where the money came from, to know whether it was done through the government, whether there was tax paid on this money or not, or it's black money, and you'll get arrested immediately. So that's how AI comes into finance and checks fraudulent transactions. So, any questions for Roy?
Uh,
All done or
yeah.
okay? So, AI can also be used to automate trading, allow investors to make better decisions faster with greater accuracy than ever before. So, for example, stock market. You're analyzing the past ups and downs of a company or a stock or a share, and then depending on that you invest. Rather, you can get an artificial intelligence bot which can analyze all that for you and tell you what's the prediction. And as of now, they're still developing a bot for stock market because of the analytics, and they can analyze that and give you a prediction on what the
Even
next up
ChatGPT
and
can
down.
do it.
Even ChatGPT can do that, but it's not as accurate as what they're building right now.
Yeah.
So because ChatGPT is in a very it's a very different form than what, because they're not specializing in that topic only. So yes, Farhan.
So if like the amount of AI in the market increase, then normally the liquidity and the amount of profit which you are making will also decrease because of that.
That's it.
So how can we manage that in if this kind of area is coming?
So the problem is that if everybody has the bot, that becomes a problem because everyone knows when to sell and when to buy, right? And if everybody's prediction is the same, there'll be a huge problem, which has never occurred in the history before. That everybody buys at the whole world buys a stock at the same time, and the whole world sells it at the same time. So that will become an issue. But the thing is
Maybe
that
the AI will change it
AI will change it as well. They
because
won't keep it the
they
same.
are the one who having that thing, right? So
Exactly. They have all the data. They have the analytics. So they will change it as well. They will know when to buy and when to sell. But when the whole world is doing it, it becomes a problem. So that's when people start moving away from artificial intelligence, from analytic bots for the stock market, and rather using their own brain. Because after one point, when everything becomes the same, right, you need humans to actually figure the way out. So this AI bots will work only for a period of time, maybe a couple of years, then it'll be out because people understand this is not going to work. They'll have to actually think on their own and then fix it. So that's what's going to happen to AI bots in the future, but it'll last for a couple of years because it'll give people good money, especially when everybody else is using humans, everybody's using their own brain. Rather, the smart guy will get the AI bot first and maybe pay an extra bit. So that way, AI can actually take over finance, especially in the stock market. And when I'm talking about interest rates, they'll tell you where to invest, not just stock market or shares, but rather even mutual funds, bonds, securities, anything. It'll tell you exactly where the highest interest rate is for your money and by doing what, instead of getting a financial advisor for a common man. Yeah, Farhan?
So I think AI is also connected. Like AI can go through emotionals of humans. Maybe the financial market, maybe when it's crashing off, maybe the human emotions will work, and maybe the AI won't work. The emotion won't work, so that it will be a bigger
Stock
connection.
market is not about emotion, right? It
Yes,
is.
it's about emotions. Mainly about emotions. If you
It's
can
not
control
about,
emotions.
if you're going to use your emotions in the
No, no,
stock
wait.
market.
I'm saying
he
it's
is
an
telling
anxiety.
that it is connected to emotion of the owner of the company.
That's there. Yes, that's there. Okay. Oh, are you talking in terms of the company owner or the investor?
Like I was talking about this, AI have a plus point because they don't have emotions. Like if the market is going crash down, maybe the it's work good, maybe in future, but
Exactly. It
maybe
no, because look, the problem is, okay, I'll tell you a simple example. Okay, there have been times where people get frustrated when the market crashes, and they try, some people buy immediately and some people sell immediately because they're upset, thinking that they made such a huge loss and they don't want to lose anymore. That is emotion because of what you're going to lose. AI doesn't have that emotion to think, oh, I'm going to lose $100 billion. Okay, if I'm going to invest in this, rather it's going to think strategically and realize what is the right way to do
You know
things,
what the AI is
and
going
then
to do? AI
what?
will take this. He have the power of investing, right? He will invest in his company from everyone's side.
That's there. Yeah, maybe.
He will become
But
the richest.
yeah, but after one point, there is, you have to think only. It'll only analyze and invest. It won't think with emotions whether you're going to lose all your money or not. It's going to find the best way to give you the returns and give you the best interest rates. So this might be used by companies a lot. A lot of companies will hold all these bots and say you'll have to give a percentage of what you're giving, and then they'll take that percentage, then use the bot to invest instead of having investment bankers to come and tell you this is what you're going to do. And assistants and all your financial advisors will rather be AI bots than actual humans. So yeah, any questions? Okay, let me follow.
Okay, so like I can maybe like get into a trouble, right? Like if like I use energy or something, like maybe that won't work. I can maybe this whole system may broken to pieces,
I
like
don't
due to
understand. I don't
energy.
understand.
Like if a AI is carrying on a trade, maybe okay, and that trade is going on a profit, and but AI after some time AI is not working or something, any manufacturing or something like that. Okay, so the trade will go into loss, right?
So there will be bugs. There will be bugs and software issues in the beginning when it actually comes out. And for example, let's say electricity goes on in your house. You won't be the one who will go through the loss. Rather, what will happen is it is going through a software which is not on your laptop. It is in a different database. It's held by the company. So they need the electrical loss for that to happen. So the thing is that let's say the AI bot stops working. It is possible. Every time something comes out, there's always a bug, there's always a hacker, there's always a virus which comes in, but it may not work. That's why you have tests. You have all your tests going on in the beginning, so they know it's going to work. And of course, once it comes out to the public, there will be a problem or two. But then what will happen is people start trusting. Okay, this is what's going to happen. This was the problem. They rectified this. This is what they can do. So in the beginning there will be problems, but then there's always problems. We always try and find solutions for that. So yeah. Any questions?
Next topic.
Anybody? Any questions? No. Okay. Very good. Okay. So now we will be talking about AI in manufacturing. So manufacturing is a very vast topic and a vast area because it is something which is very. Always been there for us ever since the industrial revolution. It's gotten a lot better, but before that also it is always good. So let's um, I'll just read out what I had. Then I'll give you the proper explanation. AI has the potential to revolutionize manufacturing by automating complex processes and providing more accurate and efficient production. AI-driven robots can detect defects in products and provide personalized advice. Now, let's talk about accurate and effective production. Okay? Now, even before the Industrial Revolution, right? There's always been manufacturing. You manufacture things for people, you manufacture goods. Okay, you have so many things to manufacture. Now, when you're manufacturing, okay, you have packaging as well. And in manufacturing, let's say even cars, okay, I'm pretty sure all of you like cars. And so in cars, robots put everything together in the cars. It's only the complex parts which are put in by humans, which can be replaced by robots in the near future. But as of now, humans are doing the smallest bit. They're doing a very niche portion of manufacturing the car. I'm pretty sure you've seen these car videos where you have the robots coming in, putting all the four doors, putting the
Yeah, or
frame,
else
putting the
what
glass.
happens is that it gets expensive. Like that
It
is
get
why Rolls Royces and all expensive.
it's really expensive to keep a lot of people there and then doing all this rather it's a lot cheaper to keep robots because the thing is that you get the robot's yours. You don't have to pay it a salary. You own the robot works 24 bar 7 for you. You don't have to give the robot breakfast, lunch and dinner.
But we need to
Okay,
give electricity.
you have to pay electricity. Now electricity is a lot cheaper than giving breakfast, lunch and dinner and losing at least 8 hours a day because the robot doesn't have to sleep. You're gaining all that time. It can be in manufacturing 24 bar 7. But the problem is there are few parts, let's say I'm talking about a car as of now. Okay? There are few parts of this where it has to be manufactured by it has to be customized by a human being. Okay? I'm not talking about Rolls Royce, I'm talking about a common man's car. Let's say a Volkswagen, okay? Rolls Royce is a little upper. there. Okay, so Rolls Royces also have a lot of human interference into it, and not only bots. But when you're looking at the Volkswagen, it's all robots putting it all together, and then humans come and maybe put the seat, more small screw. Humans do the checkup. Okay, so that is in manufacturing. That's where AI comes in manufacturing and helps a whole lot. Okay, because of how fast it can do things. For example, now manufacturing also has packaging. Now this might deviate from the topic a little bit, but let's say Amazon. Okay, Amazon has a lot of people working for them, packaging everything and putting it all together. Okay, for example, do you remember the Amazon Cyber Robotics Challenge, where we had to,
Yeah.
like, where we had to take the robot and then take it underneath that thing, pull it up, and then take it to the human being, right? You have to take it to the human being at the end of the day. But in reality, you don't need that human being standing there. And what did the human being do? Took the product. Okay, there's a lot of watches I noticed. He takes the watch, turns around, and puts it into that thing, and clicks two buttons, and it goes. Right? You don't need a human for that. You just need a bot. That bot can just go and place it there and automatically click what it is by scanning it. Okay? So, for example, recently in Decathlon, okay, when we went to Decathlon, I there was self billing. You know how it works? Whatever you have, right? It's like this kind of container. You just drop it into the container, and there's a tag on it, a specific tag for every product. So we had to buy some product, and you just drop it into that kind of basket kind of thing. And when it enters the basket, right, the whole thing is a scanner. It scans that product and tells you within half a second. It'll tell you what that product is and how much that product costs on a screen, and you don't have to do a thing. So if a robot can just put it there, it scans it and sends it through. Why do you need a human there? It becomes so much faster, and humans can take up jobs where humans are needed and not places for manufacturing. Let's look at this industrial revolution. Do you all know what's industrial revolution? Yeah? Okay. So for those of you who don't know what's industrial revolution, it's when the rich became really rich and the poor became really poor. It is when manufacturing really took a toll on everyone. It is when child labor was at the peak of what I could say. But industrial revolution actually revolutionized the world because of how it manufactures. You know, in those times, farmers left their jobs and came to these manufacturing plants to be factory workers. You know why? They have to package things. Children were made to do work there. Child labor was there. But if AI was there then, if robots were there then, that would have never happened. That would never ever happen. AI would do everything. That's what's happening now. That's what's happening now. AI needs to do everything. They manufacture everything. They produce everything. They package everything. Yes, Farhan.
So I don't know if you say after this. So like, what if like that continue? You have said like, if the AI was there on the like manufactured revolution, so then nothing would have been happening because farmer would not be coming to there.
Yeah.
So then what if? How can I get money? Like money is the main thing, right?
In the sense,
Like,
like how will you get money?
yeah,
Not
if
them.
AI is working in the factories, like farmers will not get money, or the like whole economy.
Farmers will get money. Okay, the reasons farmers came to the factories was because they were trying to sell their their crops from the farm.
Mhm.
Problem was these guys won't they'll buy it for really cheap because they know he's struggling. So they'll buy it for really cheap, which the farmer can't afford and he can't really sustain with that kind of money.
Mhm.
So what does he do? He's not earning enough. So he comes to these factories where they pay a little bit more, tiny bit more. So he brings the whole family there and works in factories.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I asked. Like, what if there was AI? Like, like you have said, leave this point, and take about the other point. If AI is like expanding into the whole world, into every part of our works, every part of our things, like it's a common usual thing topping, like talking. So like AI would take our work, so we don't have any works to do. Maybe the salary will be gone, the financial economy will be going down.
That will
So
go down.
Like we got
Yes,
unemployment, right?
there will
yeah,
be
Yeah.
a huge amount of unemployment in the beginning, but then people will try and find better jobs. People will find jobs which AI can't do. Example, factory working in a factory is what AI can do. Self-driving is what AI can do. Stock market analysis is what AI can't do as well as what a human can do.
In manufacturing, one thing AI can do is, if you said car manufacturing, right?
Right,
So there, when humans are thinking, if the design is the first thing in manufacturing, then only they can manufacture the thing,
right,
right?
right, right.
So they need the design. So design can be done perfectly using AI, because it
Yeah.
can, if the engine, they need to, they can like tune it very perfectly, so it can run very smoothly. They can do that.
The thing is that, look, AI, what it does is, when you're looking at design, okay, engine, yes, maybe, but I'm not talking about the design. Let's say a car, the whole design of the car. What AI does is, okay, recently we got to know about AI generated images.
Yeah.
I don't know if you joined my webinar, but all of that was AI generated images.
This one
Even
is also
this,
AI.
even this image here is AI generated. Okay, all these images, not all, but the first till the next presentation, the next slide, all images are AI generated. Even this one's AI generated. I didn't get this from Google, okay, or a stock photo. So what it does is it takes, when you ask it to create a design, it goes back and looks at the previous designs and then brings a new design. It doesn't bring a new design from scratch. That is what a human does. It brings it from scratch, which an AI generated bot, which an AI bot can't do. It can't do that. It can't start from scratch and create everything. It needs inspiration. Where does inspiration come from? From us. If we weren't there, if we were not creating designs, it can't find designs. What does it do? It takes those designs and combines them, looks for prototypes which haven't come into the market, which you haven't seen before, and they bring that because you haven't seen that before. So if there were no prototypes like us, if we didn't create designs, they won't be able to find anything. They go to past images, combine them, and create a new image. They don't create it from scratch. So what happens is they need inspiration. That's from us. It knows how to combine, not actually create, even though they say that creation is what they are good at. Yeah.
okay. So my question is, anyway, if it's okay, like humans getting job, maybe the design part, no.
If you don't know, don't raise your hand. It's fine. Okay. I know Amin knows, but anyone else? Anyone else knows? Ah, okay. So okay. So only Amin knows about Neuralink. Okay. So I'll give you a brief on Neuralink, and then we'll get started. So, man, um, so Neuralink is, we're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, the ugly gets really ugly. Okay, so get ready. So the good, bad, and the ugly are my topics on Neuralink. So that's what I'm going to be talking about now. So now I'll tell you what Neuralink really is. Ah, man, Elon Musk is here. So I don't know how many of you like Elon Musk, but Elon Musk is the founder of Neuralink. Now, what is Neuralink? Neuralink is brain chips. Okay, I don't know if you find this interesting, but this is the next level of technology, brain chips. Okay, now Neuralink is mainly into brain chips and technology which is in your brain. It can control you and take you to a next level. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, the good, bad, and ugly. So I'm going to be talking about the good, bad, and ugly about brain chips. That's what Neuralink is doing, right? So Neuralink is basically into brain chips where they put into your head, and I'm going to be talking about the chips, all the processes, and neuroscientists. So let us start. How is it possible? Okay, how is it possible to even put a chip into your head? How is there electricity? So, I'm not sure if all of you know, but your body has electricity passing through right now. You have electrical signals being passed through your nervous system to the rest of your body. Okay, so what neuroscientists realized is that inserting electrodes into your brain can restore and even enhance brain functions. And that's how a brain chip works. Because of electrical signals being passed through your body, and neuroscientists literally just realized adding electrodes to your brain can make it unbelievable. It can be really used for amazing things. So that's what brain chips are. I know you still didn't get an idea of what's going on, but you'll soon get an idea. So now I'm going to be talking about the good about brain chips. Okay, that's mainly about Neuralink. Now Neuralink N1. Okay, now Neuralink N1. One sec, my script. Okay, Neuralink N1 is a realistic brain chip which has already been tested on monkeys and pigs. Okay. Thank you, Amin. Thank you so much. So, Neuralink N1 has been already tested on monkeys and pigs. Not sure about why pigs, but monkeys is something which we all really think is like a test animal, like a guinea pig. But what is Neuralink N1? Okay, now Neuralink N1 is something I'm going to talk about after Neuralink R1. Now, Neuralink R1 is what puts it into your head. Okay, it it doesn't shove it in. Okay, it does surgery and makes a hole and then puts it in. Now, how does that work? Won't there? Won't you just die when they just open up your brain, right? But that's not how it works. Now, I still know you guys still haven't got an idea of what is Neuralink, what is brain chips, what is this Siddharth talking about, who Amin thinks is a monkey. Okay, yeah, I'll explain. Don't worry, don't worry. Now, wait, chill, don't worry. I'm just gonna give you a brief. And I'm gonna go in depth. Now, this thing is the machine which puts this in. Okay. Now, how does it work? That's what I'm gonna explain now. Neuralink N1. Now, how does this thing work? Neuralink basically has electrodes, which is like the size of a hairline, okay, or even thinner, and they have about 1500 which will be implanted onto your brain. Okay, so your brain is soft, okay, and they put in. Okay, I'll show this to you. Can you see this bit, guys, of your brain? Oh, so wait one sec. Great. Why does this thing keep clicking? Okay, can you see this thing over here? This thing is your brain, okay, and this is your skull. Okay, you can see this kind of chip here. That's your skull. Now, how does it work? You have electrodes which have been placed onto your brain using surgery. 1500 electrodes which are placed onto your brain on different parts of the brain, and the bot knows where it's been kept. Now, how does it make sense? What are the electrodes going to do? So, what happens is they have wires that are the chip is about the size. This chip, okay. Uh, One sec. Why is it lagging? Okay, so as you see, why is it lagging? Okay, this chip is the size of a coin. As you can see in his hand, it's the size of a coin, and that thing there is what attaches at the end. You can see this kind of thing which is like hanging out of it. That is what attaches it to the actual electrodes. So, get past this, and here we are. That is what that is a coin. That is a chip. That is a brain chip, which has everything in it. And this thing is what connects it to the electrodes. Now, can you imagine your brain with blue and red wires passing through. That won't work. You won't be able to fit it in underneath your skull. So what do? They have wires which that connect to the electrodes which are 20 times thinner than hair. Have you ever seen a hair strand? It's like that thin. Imagine 20 times thinner. You can barely even see it. Okay? 20 times thinner than hair, and it's not implanted on the brain. Rather, it's implanted on a tiny area of your skull, which helps the chip not to be seen from the outside. You can't see the chip from the outside. You can pull out all your hair, you still won't see the chip. Even Jeff Bezos, with a bald head, you can't see it. There won't be anything coming out. You can't see anything. It's underneath your skin. Okay? And this helps the chip to not be seen under your body, on your body, and it's inside. So the chip is placed on the skull, and there are 1,500 electrodes on the brain, which is connected through wires thinner than hair, which is 20 times thinner than hair, and it connects to all these electrodes. Okay, and that way you're able to enhance your brain. Now, this is what it does, and now all this can be done under 1 hour. Now, you guys might be thinking about why do you want this brain chip in the first place? Why do you want to first of all do surgery and get a brain chip? How's it going to help? We're going to get to that now. The reason is, let's go to the next slide. Why people want brain chips? Why do you want brain chips in the first place? Why do you want a metal piece stuck on your head all throughout your life? What does it do? Why do people want brain chips? The reason people, one of the, this is one of the reasons people want brain chips is to help the blind see. Look, if you close your eyes, you can't see anything. It's just black. Okay? It's just completely, but just close your eyes. It's just black. Now imagine that's what it is for the rest of your life. From when you're born till you die, that's all you see. You just see black. You don't see any color, you don't see anybody, you just feel and hear and smell. That's it. What these brain chips can do is you can attach a camera to your head, okay? Over here, it's near your eye, and what it does is it sends it sends a signal to your phone, okay? This camera here, which is attached onto your head, sends a signal to your phone, and this phone of yours send converts it into brain language and sends it back to the chip in your head. It sends it into the chip which is inside your head, and what happens is it then converts it into brain language, and the part of the brain which is responsible for you to see lost another 5 marks. Why? What? Yeah, it converts it to your phone. Convert Why? Right. Exactly. So look, I'm talking about the good. I'll get to it. Okay. You have the good, bad, and ugly. You've got all of that in. Okay. So now I've got only half an hour. Okay. Yeah, you can. Okay, I'll get to that. This is only the good. I'll get to the bad and ugly. I'll tell you exactly what's bad about this. Now, what happens is it converts it into brain language through your phone because a chip doesn't have the capabilities to do that, and then it converts into brain language and sends it to your chip that is in your head, and because it's converted to electrodes, it creates an image, and that image as a video is shown to you. Now let's get to this: how the blind can see. In your brain, when they first start off, they have 1024 electrodes, and you can see the image on your left. It's completely blurred, you can't see anything. People have been talking about the new technology which has come up with 16,000 electrodes implanted onto your brain, which is not necessary for us, but rather for blind people. And that is the image on the right is what blind people can see. It is not what we can see, but rather a person who's never seen anything in his entire life is what that person can see there. It's better than being black, completely being black. Yeah, so this is one of the topics under um, the brain chips. So right now, the first general chips use 1024 electrodes, and the next gen N2 chips is what I was talking about is the N1 chips. The N2 chips will give you a closer image with better clarity. Okay, now that is about blind people. Now let's talk about different topic, paralysis. Okay, I'm not sure if all of you know what paralysis is. It's basically when your body, maybe a part of your body, or maybe sometimes even your entire body, is paralyzed, which means you cannot move. There are people in the world who can't move at all. For example, Stephen Hawking. I don't know if all of you have heard of Stephen Hawking. They say he's one of the most intelligent people on earth, right? He was paralyzed, he couldn't move, right? He couldn't do anything. How did he talk? How did he talk? You never saw his mouth move. He was sitting like this, with his face slugging. Okay, his mouth never moved. It is because of a brain chip. Rather, then there was no technology about the brain chip. It was still being developed. So what happened was this. He did talk about Vedant. He did talk about the brain chip. So then there was a wire which is connected to his brain using electrodes again, and it converts it to a machine through which they check the vocal cords and they determine what he's trying to say. And then they put it on a screen, and two Indians made this. Okay, then that way they created technology for this paralysis. Now, when I'm talking about paralysis, not about talking vocal cords, but paralysis. Now, paralysis is when people can't move their part of the body, and in some cases, people can't move their entire body. That is like Stephen Hawking, right? Vedant, I'll at the end of the presentation, I'll let you ask questions, and that's to all of you because I have only 26 minutes left to finish this presentation before 12:30. So I'm trying to finish it as soon as possible. So um, there was an experiment on the pig limbs. Okay, they put electrodes on the limbs and not actually machines, but electrodes and brain chips. Not it's actually chips, not brain chips, on the limbs of a pig. Okay, and they were able to move the limb of the pig, even though the pig didn't want to move its limb. It moved the limb of the pig. Okay, so that is something which is crazy. And right now, Neuralink doesn't have FDA approval to do tests on humans. That's why they're doing tests only on animals. That is, they do tests on lambs, pigs, and monkeys. So paralysis can possibly be cured. It can possibly be cured using brain chips. What it does is it restores a connection between the brain and the limbs. And when it connects restores a connection between the brains and the limbs, you can another person can remotely move the arm or that part of the body using a controller. That is a complicated controller. That way you can give access to the person and that person can move. It has not been proven yet that paralysis can be cured, but it is possible in the near future. So that is about um, paralysis. It can help cure paralysis, and this is how people it might be possible for people to move their arms using brain chips. So brain improvement. So brain improvement hasn't been completely proven to the world that it is completely possible, but this is what people say might be possible, mainly employees from Neuralink and other companies. So what is brain improvement? Brain chips can improve the brain, and it's something crazy and might get even crazier. Rumors say that you can zoom in with your vision which means let you can actually zoom into something using your eye, and not just that, you can watch a movie with your eye closed. You can get it from your phone to your brain chip and then watch a movie with your eyes closed. It's a rumor, it hasn't been proven yet, but it might be possible in the near future, right? So that is the good about brain improvement and what brain chips can do. Now we're going to be looking at the bad. Now I don't have a lot of bad, but I've got a lot of ugly this time. So the bad, animal testing. That is the monkey doing that using his brain. In the beginning, they had a joystick for him to play the game. He doesn't even need the joystick now, he just uses his brain to play, right? Now, look, animal testing. So, brain chips are implemented on human. Before brain chips are implemented on humans, it must be implemented on something else, and they found animals. So, this might sound cruel, but it is necessary before it is tested on humans, before humans actually start maybe dying because of this. Now, uh, and Neuralink has claimed that animals choose, specifically says choose to participate in tests. I don't know how they ask an animal whether they want to take part in testings, but that's how it is. They just take animals and do this, and they literally just said they asked them they choose whether to be used for tests or not. And then right after that is when this came out, and Elon Musk. Sorry, okay. So that's when this came out, and rumors say that Neuralink has killed over 1,500 animals in research rush, and that is terrible. And Neuralink employees complain that Elon Musk's demands to move things faster resulted in unnecessary deaths due to repetition of experiments. So because Elon Musk asked them to move things faster, because there have been companies which claimed that what Neuralink can do in the next 10 years, they're already able to do that now. Because of which Elon Musk made these guys do things faster, for which resulted in unnecessary deaths and repetition of experiments. And it was a huge backlash. And yeah, you mean like in the rush, animal testings? Yeah, look, because they have approval. Look, this is not going to affect a lot of things, but it's going to affect people who are going to use it. So, yeah, of course, NASA, they even sent a dog to space, okay? And the dog never came back, okay? Because the plan was to leave her there. But exactly. Look, you send humans, they're killing animals. It is not the best thing. They killed 1,500 animals. Those animals include lambs, pigs, monkeys, and a few other animals, which I'm not sure about. That's there. But one thing I couldn't understand is they told you- Elon Musk said they choose to go into tests. But how do they ask them to choose? That's something which I really didn't understand, where they ask them to choose whether they want to be in testings or not. Now, I don't look. I think that's a lie that they asked them to choose. Maybe it's not, but what my opinion is might be a lie, because I don't think anybody knows monkey language or pig language yet. That is, but I don't know if they've got the right people for that, and I'm not really into that topic to know whether that's true or not. So, in terms of animal testings, of course, NASA, a lot of companies have done animal testings. There is no case or anything posing against them, but it is something which you need to take into consideration when you're gonna maybe get a brain implant compared to this. But um, animals dying in such in masses is not something which people want to hear about, even after Elon Musk saying that they are using it for the good. So this came out right after This is a huge backlash against them. This came out right after they said animals choose to come into tests. So um, that is about animal testing. Now we're gonna come to the ugly. Okay, the Amir is smiling. Okay, Amir is really happy. Okay, I gotta ask a lot of questions this time. Huh? So the ugly is gonna get really ugly, and it is something which you may or may not expect. But I'll answer all your questions here. I'll answer all the questions after everything. Okay. So risk of hacking. Now you know, we all know, and even Amin knows, even Farhan knows, even Shahim knows. Everybody knows. Hacking is a risk. Okay. Hacking is a risk even today. People can hack your laptops, people can hack your phones. Now, after having a brain chip, they don't have to hack your phone, they don't have to hack your laptop, they can hack you. Now, earlier, if you remember, I told you about paralysis. Remember? I told you about paralysis. People can now start moving their limbs because of this, because the number of electrodes put in, and they can restore the connection. Rather, what if a hacker hacks your brain chip? They can move you without your permission. They can control your organs. They can stop your kidney from working. They can do anything. They can kill you instantly. They can make you go up and jump off a building. They can do anything with you because they have control not over your social media, not over your laptop, not over your phone, but over you as a whole. They have control over you. At hacking, um, Gezel, I'll get back to you at the end of the presentation.
Yeah, okay.
I'll have to complete it before 12:30. That's the reason. I'll
Ah,
answer your questions. Okay. So um, hacking. Hacking is a problem because not in the real world, but even in terms of brain chips. Imagine having a brain chip and a hacker hacks you, and your brain is hacked. Not your phone, but your brain. Okay, you're just done. Okay, which means they can control your memories, your thoughts, your feelings, and your movement. They can make you feel angry, happy, upset at the same time. People can use you against the government using this. They can make you, they can create a riot if they have masses on their side, right? And which basically means you can use it, people can use you like a robot. And if there's a computer virus, it can affect you as well. Imagine having a computer virus and you see full code in front of you. Okay, you see only code. What are you gonna do? You can't do anything about that, right? And it can be extremely dangerous. People hacking you, viruses. It's something which people would have never thought of. Okay, that's about hacking. Now, company risks. Okay, now I don't know how many of you have heard of this, but do you remember when Apple came out with its first few phones to sell its new model? It puts out a software update to all the old phones, right? And the old phones become slower because of this, right? Farhan, do you know about this? There you go.
Sorry, sorry,
Uh,
sorry. Yes, I
So,
know. I know.
so they make the old phones slower. I mean, can you believe it? They make in Apple, they make the old phones slower. Shahim, they make the old phones slower. I don't know why I'm repeating this, but it's fun.
Make them buy
Okay?
new phones.
For them to buy a new phone, they put a software update, which means that Neuralink does the same thing. They put a software update which makes the brain chip slower. Does that mean your leg starts lagging? While running, suddenly one leg stops. What are you gonna do? You're gonna crawl? What if your hands stop working? They'll
Oh,
say buy the new N2 chip. That's called advertising. That's company risks. What if they start acting like Apple? What if they put a new chip out and your whole what if you're blind? Okay? Look at this. I know I'm talking a lot. I have to finish it before I have only 15 minutes left, man. So what if what if you're blind and then suddenly your your whole vision starts lagging, which means while walking, you would have been 5 meters ahead, but it's showing you what's 5 meters behind. That's company risks of what they can do, right? And now the next thing is advertising. These are the risks. Advertising is a huge risk because advertising can be a problem as they can disturb your life with ads. And if they ask you to pay an extra amount and you don't, you might get 100 ads per day and you can't do anything. And when I say ads, I don't mean you. Let's say, I mean, you look at your phone, you get an ad. I know I'm looking at you only as an example because your camera is on. Okay, why? It's true. It's really true. I-
It is true.
Hacking really works there, man. It can hack your entire body. There's been right now not because it hasn't been implemented on humans. Right now, it has not been implemented on any humans yet. It's only been implemented on dummies and animals as of now. So it also I don't know if you watched the video on the monkey doing the joystick thing, where it plays the game with its mind. It doesn't. They I don't know if you've seen the video, but it they turn off the joystick and it starts playing with its mind. It starts playing all the games with its mind, and even the monkey stops using the joystick because it realized it doesn't need the joystick. It just plays with its mind. So now back to advertising. Advertising is where you can actually see ads in your head. You can't do anything about it. Now, advertising can be a huge problem. Reason being, look, I'll get so advertising can be a huge problem because imagine waking up in the morning and then seeing an ad right in front of you of Grammarly, say improve your English, okay, because they've got some crazy ads, and then you see an IPL ad, okay, new IPL, okay, Chennai Super Kings. Imagine just seeing that ad in the morning when you wake up, and then now that's advertising. That's a huge risk. Now cookies. Cookies, they don't give you cookies. You can't eat cookies. I know Amin's like, gosh, what is this nonsense? But it's true. Cookies is basically, I don't know if all of you know what cookies are. Cookies is basically they. I don't. When you enter a website, they ask you, do you want to accept or decline cookies? That is basically your data. Your browsing information is what they want. What you are doing on that website is what they want to know. What you are reading. So if they add cookies, Elon Musk, of course, denies that they won't have cookies on the brain chip. But if they do have cookies, they can track everything you're doing. For example, access is when hackers want that access and they use AI for that. Now, when you're looking at emotions, when you're looking at decision making, when you're looking at freedom, AI would never think that it wants freedom unless the unless a hacker or a person wants AI to think it wants freedom. Unless they add that code to it to make it feel like it wants freedom. What does AI do to get code? It combines code. It gets other people's code and gets it together and puts it together like its own code. It doesn't make its own code. Right. Yeah. That is not creativity. Yeah. Not all came first. Yeah. Look, the thing is that the reason they wanted to come last is they're trying to not make it happen. But the problem is you have the bad guys. Okay? They want it to happen because it becomes cheaper for them. It's all about how they can make a profit. So, because of that, it'll reach a point where that thing will come. That last bad thing will come. Right, right. It won't make a difference because that it's all about majority, right? So it's all about making a difference. If these guys take over, it's over. We won't be able to find a solution unless you have the guy who comes with the solution. It'll all be over then. But hmm, nobody can control it. Right. Totally. That's true. But in different scenarios, yes, it might take over, may not, depending on what happens. Nobody knows what it can do as of now, what bad thing it can do because people are only looking at its potential. But it can do harmful things for humans. But yeah, that's all I can say for that. It's that's a really large and vast topic about what? No, no, no.
I noticed.
It didn't
Somehow
bust
I
any answer.
noticed.
Actually, I noticed.
Busting my answer. You mean in the sense I changed the answer? Uh, maybe no. Because I don't know what's exactly going to happen, but jobs will be lost. Okay, from which from which question? Look, nobody's sure if there's going to be a huge job loss. It's already happening. Might stop, may not stop. You already know how many people are being laid off. Look, I can't be exact. I'll have to be vague in that sense because nobody knows. You can go ask Elon Musk, even he won't know. Right now, people are losing their jobs, but nobody knows who might come next and stop it. So, as of now, job losses are still going on. Unemployment is going. Yeah, but it has to. I can't give an exact answer. It'll be vague, but that's all I can say. I can't really give an exact answer because I'm not the one deciding it. Because it's all the people are not deciding it. I can't stop unemployment, and nor can I continue it. I'm just giving a brief and detailed answer for that. So yeah. So okay. I think I've already crossed 1 hour and I have a huge topic left. So, uh, any questions or
You can continue. I have more questions.
oh my
Yeah,
god.
me too.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay. Ma'am? Can I take a 2 minute break? My
No.
mouth is dry. I
You
need to drink
all
some
can take
water.
a 2 minutes break. I think that would be better. Okay, just go
Right.
take a walk around and come back by
What about the
11:45.
recording? Recording.
What about the recording?
Yeah.
You can start.
We can
I
start
think.
the
Yeah.
strategy